Recall from the blood type problem that it is estimated that around 6% of the American population has type O negative blood. We had a case where there were going to be 200 donors on a given day, so it was determined that the criteria for a binomial distribution were satisfied with n equal to 200 and p equal to 0.06. Now let's find the probability that at most 20 will have type O negative blood. If we were to sketch a little bit of this distribution just so that we can get a good handle on what's going on here, x could take on the values 0, 1, 2, 3, and on up like this, 19, 20, 21, on up like this, until we got to 200. It could take on any of these values from 0 to 200. And each one of these values of the random variable would have some associated probability here. And we could find these individual probabilities either by using the formula or by StatCrunch or some other means of calculating binomial probabilities. But this question says the probability that at most 20. So that means the probability that x would be less than or equal to 20. Well, let's see. That would be all of these up to 20, from 0 to 20. In other words, this would be the probability that x is equal to 0 plus the probability that x is equal to 1 plus, and then on up to the probability that x is equal to 20. Fortunately, we don't have to calculate each of these probabilities and add them up. We can use StatCrunch. And the only change we'd have to make here is to make this say the probability that x is less than or equal to 20. Now this time we got 0.9907 when we round to 4 decimal places. Now does this probability make sense? That is very close to 1 and doesn't leave much room for anything else. But if we think about this, that mean was 12. When we calculated this mean for how many should have type O negative blood when 200 walk in, it was 12, which is down in this region down here. So we should have most of the probability of this distribution down in this region. In other words, these probabilities should be much greater than the ones that appear farther down into the table. These probabilities should be very low because it should be very unlikely that we have a large number of type O negative blood donors when only 6% of the population have type O negative. So this probability being very close to 1 does make sense.